Female life is more valuable than male life. If someone comes in this door with a gun, we are prepared to die to protect you. We would die on the Titanic so the women could live. You are so important and so valuable that men will lead, protect, and care and provide for you. When we say we are leading, we are not I'm not trying to degrade females. I know you get triggered instantly because you live in a Western society where you feel like that's an insult. We're not trying to insult you. We're saying that it's a man's job to lead because it's his job to protect and provide. He can't lead if he isn't he can't protect and provide if he isn't leading. If the captain of the ship gives orders and no one listens, how can the ship be successful? The captain talks, everyone else obeys. That's why the captain is responsible for the ship. The man is responsible for the house. That's why he's in charge. That's why he should be listened.
And the second you take this responsibility away from men, you see the crumble in society. You see the crumble in relationships, because you can't take that away from men. Like, they need something to fight for. They need something to strive for. They need something in compensation for them doing something. If not, they will be 250 pounds sitting in their mama's basement with a bunch of empty pizza boxes in front of them on headphone set playing PlayStation all day, which we see rampant today.
I just want to know why you have such a negative opinion of black women.
Do you really want to start that way off with me?
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm. Are you single or are you married?
I was married.
You're divorced?
I am divorced.
Any children?
I have 4 children, 7 grandchildren.
Any sons?
I have 2 sons.
Are they married, your sons?
My sons are not married.
What am I asking black women to do that your sons would disagree with?
I think my sons look at me and they don't want to be married to black women.
Your sons look at you and they don't want to be married to black women?
Yes.
Do they love you?
Yes.
Then why don't they want to be married to what looks like you?
I'm a very forceful woman.
So what was the initial question you asked me?
Gotcha, bitch!
Yeah, what about black women don't you like?
Probably the same things your son don't like about you. Check. Mate. God.
And this transcends color. This transcends cultures. There's so many times where the mama raises the son and the son wants the exact opposite of what he's seen his mom become. Like, they just don't want that attitude, that nagging. They want the complete opposite of whatever their mother is, and they will run far away to get it. That's why some dudes leave and make kids at 13, 14 just to get out of mama's house, go get on DSS, and it's a never ending spiral of dustiness. This just, it runs rampant in our community, and it's one of the cultural issues that we had. But this transcends color. There's white kids that went through this. There's Spanish kids that went through this. It's the same thing over and over, and they want the exact opposite of what they see in their mama.
You guys are gonna love this one. I met this really cute guy in the grocery store yesterday, Trader Joe's to be exact. He was standing behind me in line. I was checking out with my favorite cookies in the world, the vanilla JoJo's. I couldn't wait to check out, so I started to eat them in line. And he was like, wow, those must be really good. And I was like, yeah, they're amazing. And I took one of the cookies out of the box and I put it into his mouth. And he ate it and he loved it. And after that, we decided to exchange numbers. And we had a brief conversation on the phone that night. And I was actually really impressed that he said he worked at CBS. Like, that's very impressive. You work at CBS Studios. So he asks me out for lunch today. And he's like, hey, would you mind scooping me up from work? And I was like, okay. Thought it was a little weird, but whatever. So guys, I put in the address and this is where it took me. Yeah, that's CVS, guys. He works at CVS, not CBS.
Now, I know most of y'all are going to expect me to roast her over not wanting a guy who works at CVS. And this could be a downfall later on, because this guy working at CVS could turn around to be a very powerful man in the end. But this is more of a lesson to you guys that you really got to become the best version of yourself that you have ever seen, that you can ever fathom. You have to dig deep. Like, you have to come every day with that power to tear the core out of the earth. Like, that's something you want to wake up with every day, because if not, you will get this same laugh from multiple women. They will clown you for not having a manly kind of job that brings a manly kind of income. These kind of jobs are for like college students, high school students, maybe little summer jobs, older people. Those jobs are not for the productive men that are going to be out here looking for women, because they will laugh at you.
woman author, talked about just how difficult it was to stop her son from playing with guns. She said, well, I took every gun out of the house, or even anything that remotely looked like a gun, and that boy, you know, he'd take the toothbrush and shoot the cat with it. How appalling is that? It's like, oh, you're quite the monster, aren't you? You saw something manifest in your son that was so deep, this desire to point and shoot, that despite your best efforts, you couldn't crush it. And then you didn't even notice that you were spending all of that time trying to crush it, and it was so deep that you couldn't, and you still regarded what you were doing as a virtue. It's like, boy, your son, he certainly needs a new mother, that's for sure. The woman author talked about just how difficult it was to...
And it goes to show why men need to stay in the life of their children, especially when you got little boys, because they will not get the lessons needed from their mama because they just don't understand them. The same way a father can't give the lessons to a daughter because you just don't understand what she's going through. Like sometimes she just might need you to listen, but being a man, you're just automatically going to come with solutions. You're going to talk about how to fix the problem. She just wants to talk about the problem. And as much as we know this, our innate ability to solve problems is going to kick in throughout this conversation. Your girl might be talking to you about one of her friends that's just doing some and your goal is just that your answer will simply be cut her off. Why do you keep talking about this person? What is the point in going through this? Cut the person off. You're not, it's just an automatic thing with you. So fathers, stay in the life of your sons. If you guys like this new style of video, go ahead and drop that thing down in the comment section. And until next time, peace.